Now, it seems strange because you just had December and January, and those, you think like that's winter, you know, February's kind of coming into this growing season now. But February is nature's way of catching you out and going, ha, here's a sharp frost to kill all your plants. We need to be ready and we need to be prepared, and that's what we're looking at in this video today. So, you guys up in the north and Scotland, I'm sure you've been enjoying these lovely temperatures since November. But down in the south, we are a lot weaker and we're not used to these kind of temperatures. We were enjoying 10, 9, 8 last week. So, you know, it can come as a shock. A lot of people I know out there have started their tomato seeds, their pepper seeds already. I'd say no, unless you've got a warm space to keep those seeds and pot them up until they can go out in April and May. Don't even bother yet. You know, it's so early on still for lots of those types of things. Things like aubergines and chili peppers that need a long season, yeah, sure, start them off, but keep them in propagators because they do take a long time to germinate anyway. But the other really important thing that we need to look at today and address is fruit trees. Now, a lot of those bigger fruit trees like apple trees and pear trees that are in the ground get a lot of warmth from the soil. They will be fine out in the garden, but if you're like me and you've got some container growing fruit trees, like I've got my fig tree, very exotic fig tree, you know, it's used to sort of temperatures of 10 and 5, that's where it operates. We're dropping way below that at the minute, so we need to look at ways in which we can kind of protect that tree and make sure it survives this winter and goes right through to April and May, where I can take off that protection and then hopefully we'll get some growth. Now, unfortunately, I was a bit silly and I brought the fig tree up last week thinking, oh, you know, the temperatures will stay okay. I've just started a new job, so I got very distracted with that and of course wasn't paying attention to the temperature dropping. So I came up yesterday and I made sure that everything was bubble wrapped. Everything was put a thick layer of frost protector down as well. So you can get this frost material, very cheap. You can buy it from any DIY store or high street store. Bubble wrap obviously you can get from the post office or any kind of DIY store as well, those kind of high street stores. And those two things are very useful when it comes to wrapping trees. Now what you need to be careful of, and what I've done, is I've taped up the bubble wrap around the branches, and then I've been very careful with the shoots. Now when I arrived to sort out my fig tree a couple of days ago, I came to a site that was not pleasant. Basically, where it's been sat in my warm room, obviously the shoots have come up and they've started to grow because it's nice, it's good for them. And they've moved to this very sharp drop in temperature and they've died off. However, I am hopeful that the shoots, the young shoots, are still alive. There's still a couple that haven't withered, they haven't died, they haven't fallen off. So we're okay. I might not get any fruit this year, but there's a lesson that I've learned, and that is to protect as soon as you can all of those exotic fruit trees as well. The best way to protect broad beans and sweet peas, any of those pea plants or anything that you've overwintered like that, is to keep those propagator lids firmly on and maybe even put a bit of frost material over the top. That's what I've done with my broad beans. With chili plants, they should be in a propagator too. You can get those nice big long propagators. I've got one which I picked up from Wilco. They've got a black plastic tray underneath as well, so just make sure that that's on something, make sure the air can't get to it on the bottom. Now there's me talking about frost and cold weather, and today I've sown some spinach seeds. Okay, so here I've got my 6-cell seed tray. I've filled it with some compost. I'm going to put the Corvette spinach, so that's this stuff here, I bought it today. I'm going to put that in. So there's the seeds. Okay, so all we're going to do is just drop a couple in at a time. Don't worry if you get more than one in. I've just dropped a load, so that's why I've got lots of soil in my hand. The rule of thumb is generally, if you've got a small seed, you only need a little bit of compost. It doesn't need to go too far down. If it's a larger seed, like a pumpkin or courgette seed, then it needs a lot more depth. So these are for February. I'm trying them now because also if I start them off now and something happens to them, I can try another crop, I can try another crop, I can try another crop. of spinach. So I'll start them off early now to see if I can get an early crop, but really don't start sowing anything quite yet. If you enjoyed this video, guys, you can like the video by hitting the thumb button below. You can also subscribe to the channel here. I will be uploading content every week on allotments, gardens, small spaces, and lots of recipes as well when the spring and summer arrive. So all that's left for me to say is have a good week, guys, and I'll see you next week.